Hey guys, you want to go to the saloon and have a whiskey? Cool. Everyone have their guns in case somebody starts some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Family's the most important thing. Don't do what I did. I was a terrible father, terrible husband. I didn't deserve forgiveness. This is the last one.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Film Flashback. This week, in honor of The Mule, Clint Eastwood's new movie, we decided to go back to watch 1992's
Unforgiven.
So as always, I'm Matthew, that's Nick. We are joined this week by our friend, writer, actor, comedian Colin.
Hi. And I grew up watching Westerns with my grandfather. If you were going to only watch one Western, I would say this would be the one that embodies everything.
Yeah, I think it, I like the fact that Clint Eastwood's character is like an anti-hero, like to begin with, but you root for him, and then Gene Hackman's character is basically the law, but he's morally bankrupt.
You know, it's interesting that you say that about Clint Eastwood to being an anti-hero, because you basically have his body of work doing Westerns, and one of the things we talked about watching last night, just the look that he has, you're like, yeah, that guy's been through some shit.
Yeah, I like how you have that first bit of the scroll that kind of builds him up as like a, you know, an outlaw, kind of a cool badass, and then you see that he's like literally in the mud, like in the lowest point of his life.
He starts at a very low place.
Yeah.
And his son, I love his son so much.
Pa, I can't move those damn pigs.
Clint Eastwood had the script for 10 years, the rights to it for 10 years. But when he first got it, he didn't think he was ready to do it. He wanted to be older to play the role.
And along those lines, what a great scene when he decides he needs some money just to help his kids. So he pulls the guns out for target practice and he can't hit anything. And I was laughing so much in my head because I was remembering the time I did that to my Furby.
I shot out a camera with an air rifle at the movie theater I used to work at. Oh man!
Wait, everyone's got to have a story about blowing something up with a gun, right? I blew up a porcelain chandelier made of cats at my grandma's house. How many times do you hear a good air rifle story? Like, you know what? That thing really paid off. Nothing bad ever happened with it. No one got
a robbery with an air rifle.
Yeah. As accurate as they
Paul, you suck. You can't hit that damn can. Talk about a cast. Holy crap. Because you just point the camera at Morgan Freeman. You just point the camera at Clint Eastwood, and the story is already being told before they've even done anything. Gene Hackman?
Yeah.
Gene Hackman is just huge on the screen every time.
So we meet the writer. We meet English Bob. We meet English Bob, and he's got
Bob
this...
and Little Bill.
English Bob.
English Bob, played by Sir Richard Harris, also known as Dumbledore.
And all you whores, you got no laws, you got no honor.
The sheriff has English Bob after he's beaten him up and he's in the jail cell, and he's got his biographer, the guy who writes the cartoons, and they go through this whole dance about, can you kill somebody? He hands him the gun, knowing that he doesn't have the guts to do it.
But then they raise the stakes even more and go like, what if I give the gun to the cold-blooded killer in the jail cell behind me?
Yeah. So let's say you're the actor, and I say, pick a part to play in this scene.
Oh, definitely Saul Rubinex. Like
the writer?
Yeah, because I think that I myself kind of have a gutless quality to me.
Like, you know, when you walked in, I was like, this guy
is a chicken.
That yellow belly.
Yeah. Oh, my Gatorade.
What if I hand this gun to him and he kills Bob?
That'd be a cool story.
That'd be a cool story to write. So he's just like thinking about what's going to be the best story to write.
Do you think he would be a reality TV producer in today's day and age?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He'd be on Survivor. He'd just be like, ooh, I think the idol's over there.
No, I don't have any guns. But Becky said you were a bitch.
I think you should kill Becky.
You should probably kill Becky.
So one of the things I thought was great in this movie is the score and where they decided to use score and not use score.
Very sparingly. Well, the
very sparingly, especially those scenes with the tension scenes. Scores used for a lot of different reasons. For this one, I felt like the score a lot of times was used to pass time. They use a lot of practical sounds. The weather is a very, not only visually it looked cool, it's pouring rain. Clint Eastwood gets sick from, basically from being rain and cold, but also
he's
the sound.
He's got that fever, and Morgan Freeman's character has the best solution. He should drink whiskey for the first time in a decade, and that would cure his fever. Yeah. And I go, where's that doctor? Are they on my plan? Can I? So if you haven't seen Unforgiven, you absolutely must.
I thought it was interesting. The only thing that didn't really come back is the fact that they fabricated so much what happened to this girl.
Cut her eyes out, cut her ears off. Hell, they even cut her teeth.
Cut up her face, cut her eyes out, cut her fingers off, cut her teeth.
Oh, he added the fingers. I think it's there, but it's there in sort of subtextual. When Ned shows up and decides to follow and join the team, he goes, what did he do? Did he spit on a rich person? But later on, when he backs out, don't you think it would be in part because he now has seen her and goes, I mean, it's not good, but you still got your teats.
You stupid bitches.
I don't think that's why Morgan Freeman stopped. I just think he was done killing.
Those three different characters, they have three different theories on killing. One is very, very much wants to do it, but doesn't understand the ramifications. One has done it a bunch, understands the ramifications, and doesn't feel like doing it again. And then Ned is kind of like, I could, but then when he backs out, he's like, oh, this isn't me anymore. He thought he could do it, but he can't anymore.
This movie doesn't make huge moments when it actually is a big moment. For example, when he takes his first drink. And I think that we should mention Joel Cox, the editor, for when we're talking about how these moments really come together and work. Because he ended up doing Mystic River, see what else did he do? Yeah, American Sniper, and he's also the same guy who's edited The Mule that inspired this episode. It takes a lot of care and a lot of trust and expect that we are going to catch it when a big moment happens.
No!
Is this movie an anti-violence movie? Is it an anti-gun movie?
I don't know if it's anti-violence because the end is so violent and it's just kind of like cool.
I don't think there's any part of the movie to me that is any kind of statement on violence.
Well, what about the fact that Ned turns away because he can't kill? What about the fact that the Schofield kid kills and then realizes this is a bad thing and I shouldn't do it?
Isn't that more morality though than
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I guess you could say that it addresses the morals of should or shouldn't you kill someone. I don't know. It's a commentary on guns specifically.
Yeah, I think in a lot of westerns, like violence was kind of like a throwaway. Like you shoot somebody off a horse and you assume that they're dead, but then in this one you feel all of the death.
Well, the body count is only 9 too.
That's true. As opposed to like you're saying, not nobodies.
Yeah, they're not. There's not a team of 10 engines chasing them down that get blown off their horses and.
There's no henchmen that are just getting thrown over railings.
Yeah.
But then you've got the big finish. So I'm talking about when he comes into the bar, and you've got Gene Hackman's character and everybody else, and you just see the 2 barrels of his shotgun raise up.
And I also love the lighting that they have on Clint Eastwood during that part, and it makes him kind of look like a demon.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing because I feel like he, you talk about how to find your light typically, but he not only knows how to do that, he knows how to just tilt his head up slowly enough where the brim of his hat, like when to let his eye, be visible. I thought the same thing.
Any man who doesn't want to get shot better escape out the back. And armed men do. They're just like, never mind.
That's the part I would have played.
Who's the fella who owns this shithole? You fat man. Ooh. Speak up.
It's like the Darth Vader scene at the end of Rogue One. Mm-hmm. When you, all this built up and you see that scene, Darth Vader's...
You hear the breath first before you actually see the silhouette. Because
it's always, the payoff is just fantastic because it's been set up for hours.
is there anything about this movie we didn't like?
The kid who played the Schofield kid.
Didn't love him.
I didn't love him. And I don't know if it's because he did a really good job of making me not like him, like in the very beginning. A little bit.
He plays a non-likable person very well.
I think you're supposed to kind of like feel bad for him at the end.
Yeah.
So we only liked this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the Academy Awards do not lie.
Oh, sure. The Academy's never gotten it wrong.
It's well acted. It's well written.
Crash,
it's well directed.
2005.
Oh, perfect. Shakespeare in Love.
1998 beats Saving Private Ryan.
La La Land. I mean, Moonlight.
Genius.
I mean, La La Land.
I mean, La La Land.
Genius. But in this case, frankly, Clint Eastwood, we're just so happy that here he is, 1,000 years old, still making movies.
Yeah, maybe
I hope he doesn't stop.
And I'm wondering if there's a script that he's holding on to right now that he's like, I'm not ready for this until 20 years.
When I'm 105,
yeah, it's a
this would be perfect.
Rip Van Winkle returns.
For Matthew and Nick and our good buddy Colin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Film Flashback. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Handlebar TV, and we'll see you next time. Handlebar.